Today we're going to be talking about elapsed time, and we're going to represent it through length on a number line, also a timeline. So here's a question that we're going to use to talk about this. Kennedy is traveling to Colorado. It takes her 3 hours to get to her destination. She needs to be there by 2 p.m. What time must she leave by? So we need to refer to what we know. We need to look at if we know the start time, the duration, and the end time. So I know the end time is 2 p.m. because that's what time her travel needs to end. That's when she needs to be at her destination. And then I also know duration because there's 3 hours. It takes her 3 hours to get there. So that's the duration. That's also known as how long it takes. And so my unknown is my start time. So let's look at our timeline. I know that 12 p.m. is noon, and that's kind of like a zero when it comes to time. Everything starts over when it hits 12. So here we see p.m. hours, and before that we see a.m. hours. So there's a set of 12 numbers during the a.m. hours, and then once it hits 12 noon, it turns into 12 p.m. hours. So I know that when I cross noon, it turns into p.m. hours. So before noon, I have 11 a.m., 10 a.m., 9 a.m., so on and so forth. Let's go back to our end time because that's something we know. So let's go ahead and put a dot at our end time, which is 2 p.m. So I know that I'm starting at 2 p.m. and the duration is 3 hours, but I don't know the start time. And so I know I'm going to have to go backwards to find the start time. So all of these wide tick marks are hours. So I know I need to go back 3 hours. And if I go back an hour at a time, I subtract 1 hour, subtract another hour, and then subtract the third hour, all at 1 hour at a time. So down here I know that I was supposed to have 3 hours total, and if I add up what I took away, 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3 hours, which is the same as our duration. Also, I can show this mathematically by showing that my end time, which was 2 p.m., so that's 2 with 0 minutes, and I subtract 3 hours, that I'm going to end up with -1 hours. But I know again that the 12 is like the 0, so if I subtract 1 from it, I'm going to be at 11 hours. And so I can show that by adding 12 to it. 12 hours. The 0 minutes stay the same, and now I'm at 11 because 12 plus -1 or 12 minus 1 is 11. So I know that my start time is shown, and it is 11 o'clock a.m. Thank you very much.
What?